Another big story for you today. Oral arguments have wrapped up now in a landmark case before the Supreme Court. Justices looking into whether President Obama has the power to temporarily fill high-level positions when the Senate is not in session. Shannon Bream is live from the Supreme Court to explain all of this for us. It's a bit complicated. So, Shannon, what's at stake in this case?
Well, Gretchen, in this specific case, it's a test of the president's power to make appointments to the National Labor Relations Board, a very important board, during a time that many in the Senate argue they were not in recess. But it takes us to a bigger conversation about the use of executive power and accusations by many that this White House has really pushed those boundaries. Here is the plaintiff's attorney in this case, Noel Francisco.
I think it's an important issue because one of the ways that the executive branch has unilaterally expanded executive power over time was by unilaterally expanding the scope of the president's recess appointment power to the point where advice and consent is really used only when it's convenient to the president.
At one point during the arguments today, Justice Samuel Alito stopped the Solicitor General, Donald Verrilli, arguing, of course, on behalf of the administration, and said, "It sounds to me you're making a, quote, very, very aggressive argument in favor of expanding presidential power." That seemed to be something that a number of the justices seemed very uninterested in doing today, Gretchen.
So how is the administration hoping to preserve these appointments that the president made during that specific time frame?
Well, they make the argument that Republican and Democratic presidents alike have made similar appointments in the past. They say it's something that's been going on for centuries, back to the beginning of this country. Those who support the president's move here in making those appointments do believe that's one of their best arguments. Here's Elizabeth Wydra. She's chief counsel with the Constitutional Accountability Center.
The government has made a very strong argument that the text of the Constitution gives the president the power to make recess appointments when the Senate is unavailable. And the practice, going back to President George Washington, supports the government's interpretation of the text of the Constitution.
The chamber today was full of D.C. notables like Senators Mitch McConnell and Mike Lee. I think I spotted Jay Carney, White House press secretary, too. Kind of tough to tell with the beard, a bit of a disguise. But regardless of that, they will all have to wait, like the rest of us, to find out what the justices ultimately decide. A decision is due, Gretchen, by June.
All right. Very interesting. Thanks so much, Shannon.